Round 12, race 13 and 14 for the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8T2 E-Series. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, all around the world, wherever you're watching. My name is Matt Davis, and we are coming to you live from Donington Park for the SuperSprint round. Joining me tonight in the booth, a newcomer, let's call him another apprentice, I should say, Peter Gresson. Mate, thank you for joining me, and how are you tonight?
I'm very well, Matt, and thank you for having me along board, and thanks, JP. This is going to be a crack of what we've seen in qualifying, Matt. There's the two races here, especially the reverse grid, that I'm looking forward to. So, yeah, it's going to be a cracker of a night, and I can't wait.
Definitely going to be a cracker tonight. Starting off race 1 and then going to race 2 with a reverse grid. We'll bring the track notes up on screen for you as well, ladies and gentlemen, so you can have a gaze at them and see what we're all about tonight. 4.02 kilometres in a length total distance. Obviously, once you add up the total 2 races, 104 kilometres, 10 laps the first race, 16 laps. Reverse grid for race 2. The boys got 66 litres of fuel on board with no pit stops needed, being a super sprint round. So it's going to be action-packed as soon as that green flag drops and the lights go out. 3.4 litres of fuel burn and an unlimited tyre limit for the night. So hopefully they don't need to take tyres, because if they do, it's going to be really affecting their race tonight. Track conditions, we're at 6th of May 2021, starting the first race off at 10 a.m. in the morning. And race 2 obviously at 11:30. Air temp is 26 degrees. Track temp's right up there with 34, and obviously a northerly wind direction of 3 kilometres an hour. So not going to really be playing a big havoc going down the back straights there. At the moment, ladies and gentlemen, Mika Limasuria and Rehan Leonage, the two young guns from the Nationwide, I'm going to say tracking systems, but it's not tracking systems anymore. They've had a rename now. It's the Technology Systems. Nationwide Technology Systems team. They are out on top at the moment. Mika with a 1:29.27. Absolute blistering lap for these guys out here. Leonage not too far behind him in second. Kai Turner up there in third. Dylan Pereira, he did just was up there in second position, but did get demoted just before we went live. So he's down there in fourth. Matty Scholes down in fifth. Jamie Davis with the 1:29.7 down in sixth. David Nash in seventh with the 1:29.7. Damien Cairns, Dan Stevens, and our man Nicky G rounding out our top 10. Definitely going to be an interesting one though tonight, Pete. It's reverse grid's going to definitely throw it up. One I'm looking forward to. One of your favourites I'm tipping, or it's not one of your favourites if you're going to be out on track tonight?
Oh, I think reverse grid, we're probably sitting in the box seat here. For me, I think I'd much rather be where I am right now, sitting next to you, obviously virtually. But are we going to see them go full guns blazing in race 1, or are you going to see a little bit of, I don't know, bit of holding up and see a track position or grid position for race 2? Time will tell, but they've got to use their head as well in the reverse grid. That's what's going to make it tricky with, obviously, the not so quick guys finishing down the order in race 1. They're going to be up the front, so all the fast guys as well have got to use their head to get past them. But also, it's not a big race, so they don't have a lot of time to do it.
No, it's only going to be a very, very short race indeed. 10 laps for the first one, 16 for the second. So they don't have much time to do it. But we did see Lassus Leonage last night in the second race. He obviously finished the first race in first position. Started dead last, ladies and gentlemen. Started dead last at the very back of the field. I believe there was 32 cars in the field as well. So all the way down there in 32nd position. I think it might have even been 34th. He came all the way back up into 5th position. So he made an absolute haul. But it's all going to light up with reverse grid. They're all going to be thinking about the championship points. We'll get them up on screen for you right now. It is going to be damage prevention for the boys up on top. They are going to be wanting to limit Daryl Hockey, especially want to be limiting it to David Nash. He's only 30 points in front, not even. 28 points in front of David Nash. So he's going to be wanting to play damage limitation to that one. David Nash in second on 1,463 points. As I've just lost my championship point screen brought to you by Hybrid Racing Simulations on my screen. The Hybrid Racing Simulations championship points here. Nick G, our man, on 14,454 points. Matty Scholes down in fourth, 14.26. Leonage down in 5th. 6th is Danny Stevens. Kai Turner, he's had a bit of a bad run lately. He was all the way down in 7th. Sam Noble in 8th. Dean Reddit in 9th. And obviously Dean Alessi in 10th, rounding out the top 10 there. We'll let them scroll through for you, ladies and gentlemen, as Pete and myself continue talking here as the boys round up qualifying. There's not too much longer left by the looks of it. We'll go through some external track notes here as well. Pit lane limiter, or speed limit for tonight, even though it's not going to matter. The boys that might cop a drive-through penalty is definitely going to need to abide by it. Pit lane speed limit of 60 kilometres an hour. I don't believe we're getting a safety car tonight either. So that's going to definitely throw things in the mix. The boys are definitely going to be not throwing the cars around as much, trying to do as much damage limitation to their own cars so they don't have to go in and use those repairs. Obviously, we are fast repair limit tonight of 1. 19x, after 19x, we cop a drive-through penalty. Every 9 after that is another penalty. So boys are going to be wanting to be very weary of that one. Donington Park, Pete, it's definitely a tight one. It's going to be a struggle to get too wide. We saw it last night. The boys were definitely throwing on some good battles, 2 wide, sometimes 3 wide into turn 1. But someone always loses out by going out in the dirt and copping a 1x.
Yeah, definitely. I think off tracks is going to be on everyone's mind, especially like we're going to keep saying with the reverse grid. But everyone here, I've watched. I'm new to the comms, but I have watched these guys race. They are good at what they do. The off tracks, they're going to try and minimise it. But the one thing that I want to touch on, Matt, is the no pit stops, the 0 stops. So it's all going to be about tyre conservation. I don't think fuel's going to be an issue. But it's all about tyres, who's got the best tyres and cleanest tyres to get through the end and have a good run and have a good battle to the end of both races.
Exactly right. Tyres are definitely going to play a big part for these boys around here. It is only 10 laps for the first one, so it's literally an all-out sprint. It is pedal to the metal, and let's push those tyres and give them hell. They will last 10 laps at full noise, going round and round. 16 lapper though for race 2, especially reverse grid. The guys at the back of the field, whoever it may be, but whether it be Pereira or Limasuria, or even Leonage, if they get the motor down, finish up at the front there and then start at the back of the grid. Those guys are going to be wanting to play damage limitations. But as I mentioned, Leonage, he's now gone to the top of the table with a 129.22, ladies and gentlemen. The young 10-year-old, or should I say 11-year-old now, is on absolute fire around Donington Park at the moment. Mikel Limasuri gets the motor to 3rd as Jamie Davis pops himself up in a 2nd position there with another blistering time of a 129.26. So it is on in the final moments of qualifying here as I see a few people on my screens go onto the pit lane there and finish up. We've got purple sectors lighting up our boards at the moment for quite a few people. Can't see that on your screen, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. No, there we go. There's qualifying ended. So there we are. The grid is set. We'll get that up on screen for you in just a moment's time, ladies and gentlemen, once we have that available to us. Pete, we'll grab a quick driver tip off you tonight. Obviously, you're new to all this. Who do you think, off the top of your head and just from what you've seen in qualifying times, is going to be the one to take it out tonight in race 1 and race 2?
Well, what I've just seen in qualifying, mate, I think I would like to see the young gun, Leonage, have a good night tonight and see if he can get a pole position or even a race win in either races.
Beautiful. All right, we'll get that grid up for you on screen, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll blast through it. Leonage and Davis round out your top row. Limasuria Pereira in row 2. Kai Turner and Matty Scholes in row 3. David Nash, Damien Cairns, row 4. Dean Alessi's Dan Stevens, row 5. Nicky G and Brian Good in row 6. Scroll over to the next page. We'll rattle these ones off for you. Troy Allen, Robbie Bradbury down there, row 7. Mitch Campbell, Shane Clark, row 8. Craig Casper, Danny Vassell in row 9. We got David Clark, Aaron Raccanello in row 10, Jonathan Bain and Aaron Hayden, row 11, Peter Kelly and Tony Gaffer in row 12. There we go. Not big field tonight. Stephen Martin rounding out row 13, Stephen Banks and Colin Bruns in row 14. Stephen Black and Andrew Johnson will bring up the rear of the field along with Thomas Foster in row 15 and 16 there. So I believe I did a pretty good job of that one tonight. Unlike last night where Zach and I made an absolute fumble of it and we missed the start completely. So we're on time. All the drivers are gridded up, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for 10 heated laps around Donington Park Raceway. Lights are almost ready. They're warming up. The cars are revving. Here we go. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, and they're underway for the Donington Park Super Sprint round race 1 of 2. Leonard bogs down onto start a little bit. Mika Limasuri gets an absolute flyer of a start. Leonard goes hard defence on the inside into turn 1. Jamie Davis round the outside, all through cleanly by the looks of it. Leonard holds the lead coming into turn 2, turn 3. Absolute fantastic start by the young gun. Jamie Davis in hot pursuit in second position. Only a few car lengths back. Mika Limasuri not far behind as well. It is action-packed the whole way through as they go. A little bit of bump and grind as they run through turns 5 and 6. Up to the back part of the circuit they go. Round to the right-hand side, third gear corner. Getting ready to get onto the back straights. Jamie Davis just letting Leonard know that he's still there. Mika Limasuri not far behind him, right on the bumper of Jamie Davis. He's just dropped back coming through the... Oh, no. There he is. Right on the back bumper, having a look up the inside, letting him know he's there as well. It is bumper to bumper the whole way through. Few cars off the track in the back there. We'll get to those in just a second. Down into the hairpin they come for the first time. Mika Limasuri up the inside of Jamie Davis. Has a... Doesn't get it. No. Slots back in behind. He'll line himself up for the next hairpin coming into the last corner to come on the main straight. Action-packed first lap, ladies and gentlemen. Get amongst it. Nicky G up on the outside of Dan Stevens by the looks of it. Through the last corner they go. Just behind them as well is Matty Scholes trying to capitalise on all this. He had an absolute shocker of a start down 5 position. Lap 2. Lap 1 in the box. Lap 2. Here we go. Peter, what an absolutely action-packed start, mate.
Well, mate, I tell you, and like you said, the elbows are out from the get-go, and the young gun's still on top, and they're all line astern now, and they're just pushing. As you see this battle here, I'm not too sure exactly who they are. I do apologise, but there's a 4-car battle, line astern, the 888 car on the 97, I think. Sorry, I don't know their names. He just runs a little wide and turns around.
Goes around, gives the drag RC car a bum and grind. That's Aaron Racanello. Gives a little bit of a shot from the back end. There might be a drive-through coming from that, so watch your screens, ladies and gentlemen. Riyad Leonard still out on top. Mika Limasuri all over the back of Jamie Davis. He's not letting up. Dylan Pereira just playing it safe, waiting to capitalise in case these two in front make a mistake. Kai Turner, David Nash all over the back of Pereira as well. Should I say... my apologies. Kai Turner all over the back of Pereira. David Nash just hanging back to see what happens with him. He's got a little bit of pressure as well. Being applied to him from Damien Cairns, Dean Alessi not too far back. Dan Stevens and Nicky G round out your top 10. My apologies. Matty Scholes rounds out the top 10. Car 411, drive-through contact with car 35 on lap 1. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. First incident for the night. Race control might be a little bit under the pump. We'll see. It so far looks like pretty clean driving from what we can tell.
Yeah, it has been very clean driving, Matt, for the size of the field that you have, and race control is going to be, they're going to be super busy as you see the drive-through penalty just getting served now. But as they start a lap 3 of 10, 7 to go in this first race, and it's on at the front. Again, I'm not too sure, that 888 car.
Shane Clark,
and just had word in our ear that Leonage with the fastest lap, 129.56 that time round.
Leonage has got that NTS Commodore hooked up, 129.56, fastest lap of the race. 3/10 quicker than Jamie Davis that time round. So Leonage could be on for his first win, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned, it's going to be interesting. Mika Limasuri still all over the back of Jamie Davis and is on for the top 3 right now, as we are looking back from David Nash on Damien Cairns. Through the chicanes they go. Flat stick in second. Damien Cairns with a big slide coming out of the chicane onto the back straight. Good save. Matty Scholes on screen now, coming up the inside of Dan Stevens. Those two are battling it. There's cars round in the hairpin as well. Damien Cairns is caught up in that one. David Nash also by the looks of it as he drops down the field. Go to a SimSnap iRacing or SimSnap.com iRacing photography replay for you, ladies and gentlemen. David Nash on your screen. We'll see what happens. I think he may have just collected the rear brake a little bit too much and sent himself around. No. Ooh. Damien Cairns just comes in too hot. and collects him, and David Nash has to just sit there and wait for everyone to go around him before he can find a little bit of clean track to do the old flick spin, and away he goes. So drive-through penalty, I reckon, coming for Damien Cairns there, Pete.
Yeah, mate, we just give him a wrap too, just a couple of corners before he had a good save. But that's the thing with this sprint racing. It's only 7 laps to go, and the elbows are out, like we've said, and it's full noise here at Donington Park GP, and it's only going to get better, I think. Reverse grid's going to be nuts.
As I look down my timing board, Pete, and ladies and gentlemen, it is yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. It is a battle from first position the whole way through to last position, as we have a couple teammates teaming up on each other here, going for the move, gets it done nice and clean, getting hounded by the 9.5 Sim Sport driver of, I believe that might be Mitch Campbell. Yeah, Mitch Campbell, and he's got Dean Alessi and Dan Stevens in front of him. So he's waiting to see what the teammates do, seeing if they make a little bit of a fumble. Not far behind, so is Nicky G and Troy Allen. So they're going to be wanting to capitalise as well. Car 88, drive-through penalty for car contact on the 911 on lap 3. So there it is. That was Cairns on Nash. Was it?
That's what they've got to look out for as well, because it's a sprint race. This race one, they really want to get the track position and their position for this one done, and for the grid for the second. But they've still got to use their head. They've got to still give each other room and that. I know it's hard. We're sitting back here. It's easy to say that kind of stuff. These guys are racing and racing hard. It's good to see. It's been very good driving from all of them so far. Like 5 or 10, it's halfway mark.
Action-packed from these guys, that's for sure, Pete. They definitely show that they deserve a spot in the big league, in the Nationwide Technology Systems Super Series. Mika Limasuria still applying pressure to Jamie Davis. He's not giving up. He wants to get that 1-2 with his teammate Leonage. Leonage just slowing up a little bit at the moment. Jamie Davis is caught up by about half a second. So maybe a little bit of a slide from Leonage, we're not sure. But hopefully Limasuria can get around Davis and make a move to help his teammate out to get his first race win for the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8T2 E-Series. Through the last corner they go. Click over the lap counter. Lap 6 starting. 5 to go. There it is. Another one in the books. Mitch Campbell up on the inside of Dean Alessi, gets it stuck. Dean Alessi on the fight back down the main straight into turn 1. Nicky G playing patiently out the back. Does he get the crumbs? Dean Alessi up the inside. Mitch Campbell on the outside. Flat to the board. He goes. A little bit of a wiggle. Does he get it stuck? Through turn 2 they go now. Side by side down the chute. Dean Alessi backs out. Absolutely textbook move. Absolutely astounding driving by these drivers. They are not giving an inch. They are going hell for leather.
They're definitely not, mate. And good race heads. And there as they pull back in and go single file. But it's not done yet, as we're still watching this battle. Look at these 4 cars, a line astern, and Jesus Christ, this race is not done yet. It's lap 6 at 10.4 to go in this battle, and they hit through the chicane there as well. It's good to see they get it up on 2 wheels sometime there when they're flying.
Is this the move to protect his teammate? A little bit of a wiggle under the brakes, up the inside, gets it done, powered out. He's got the nose in front, going into the drag race, final corner. Jamie Davis has the inside line, outbreaks Mika Limasuria a little bit. Mika Limasuria runs wide, gets the over and under on him, but he's still on the outside for turn 1. But did he get a better run to be able to hold the outside? We're about to find out. Jamie Davis up the inside on turn 1, makes it stick. This has now invited Dylan Pereira and Kai Turner into the mix. So it's now a 4-way battle for second place. Leonage has now gapped him. He's going, thank you. You guys keep battling. I'm just going to gap you guys, and I'm going to keep my lead.
Oh, and he's having fun out there as well. He'll probably try and keep his eyes off the mirror mat because he just wants to eyes forward now and let these guys battle, because when they're battling, they're slowing them down, and they're probably, they're using a little bit more tyres, although it doesn't matter as much in this first race. But what a show these guys are putting on so far.
Oh, it's an absolute stellar show. I love not only commentating it, but then watching back and actually enjoying the racing properly and watching everyone make moves left and right. It is absolutely amazing. I reckon it's even better than the Super Series in my eyes. And that's coming from an ex-racer of the Super Series. So definitely these boys are putting it on. It's on again. Miguel Emisuri up the inside of Jamie Davis. And this invites Kai Turner as well. Kai Turner with a big braking. And he's 4-1 in the hairpin. Little bit of bump and grind, but that promotes Miguel Emisuri into second position while they all fumble. Dylan Pereira now up into third position as well. Dylan Pereira with the 2-for-1 deal. Thank you very much.
And there's just a little bit of an error you just seen there. I think a little bit of bump and run, but I don't think there was anything malice in it. And they get the job done, as you see the teammates 1-2. And they'd be loving this right now. And it's not over yet as they're getting into it. Oh, wow, look at this.
On, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Dylan Pereira and Jamie Davis battling 3, turn 1 and 2 as they come down the chute. Kai Turner waiting patiently at a big brake application coming into the hairpin. Almost lost it. Maybe that might have been it. Just missed his brake marker, but it still hasn't paid off for him. He's still sitting down in 5th position. As we go to the biggest movers quickly, while I've got a little bit of a break, Pete, we've got Robert Brewer up 9 positions. He's now in 17th. Peter Kelly up 8. He's in 15th. Biggest look. Oh, Kai Turner up the inside of Jamie Davis. Kai Turner gets the move done. Jamie Davis now down in 5th position. Kai Turner in 4th. Does Jamie Davis fight back into the chicane? We'll stay on screen with them for you, ladies and gentlemen. Find out what happens. Through the chicane they go. Ooh. Little bit of a wiggle for Kai Turner. Jamie Davis, does he capitalise? Gets a run out of the chicane. Right up on under the rear spoiler on the back bumper. Kai Turner plays defensive. Right up on the back bumper of Dylan Pereira goes Kai Turner. Through into the last corner they come. Up the hill. Kai Turner hugs the inside. Doesn't allow Jamie Davis through. Doesn't. That sort of ruins his run into the corner though. Jamie Davis gets a good drive out of the final corner. Right up under the rear wing. Into turn 1 they go. Doesn't get it done. So there it is. That's how it sits. Your top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Rehan Linos, Miguel Emisuri, Dylan Pereira, Kai Turner, and Jamie Davis, who's the biggest loser out of them all, down 5th. 3 positions, sorry.
Yeah, just getting back to what you're saying, the biggest movers just quickly there, Matt. Robert Brewer is in up 10 positions, and also Stephen Black up 9 positions down in 20th, and just behind him, Bruns is up 7. So there is some big movers.
Kai Turner has a look up the inside of Pereira into that double apex, doesn't get it done. Does he get the drive out to come and have a look into the chicane? Right out wide he goes. Tucks up under the spoiler. Doesn't get a look up the inside into the chicane. But if he gets a good enough run, he'll have a look into the hairpin. Left, right they go. Out onto that second back straight. Under the rear wing he is. Flat to the boards. Dylan Pereira doesn't go too defensive. Just hugs the middle of the road just a little bit, just to deter Turner. Through the hairpin they go, but Pereira runs wide. Does he get the drive out, or did he have too much wheel spin? By the looks of it, he got the drive down, got those Dunlop tyres hooked up into the last corner. They go. Kai Turner all over the back of Pereira. Leonage and Miguel Emisuri have bolted. Leonage out over Emisuri by 1.5 seconds nearly. And then it's another second back to Dylan Pereira. So the teammates, they are happy out in front. It is the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. The young Leonage is on for his first race win of the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8T2 E-Series. His old man is going to be absolutely ecstatic, and I believe he will be too, Pete.
Oh, Dad said he would be. He'd be proud as punch, and it's still not done yet. He just want to keep his eyes forward because he could still make a mistake, but as we've seen, his racecraft and his how to turn these cars around this track it's been second to none. He definitely knows how to steer them, and his teammate right behind him, the team would be going off as well. And you're right, mate. His dad would be probably sitting beside him or watching it on another TV, and he'd be cheering him on. In the background. But what a drive by these guys from the NTS team, first and second for the sprint round. They're going to have to start from the rear of field for the reverse grid, but I think they should be right.
Oh, Clarkson! Lock up into the hairpin! Manages to save it, but doesn't get it done. Linos comes into the final quarter for race 1 of 2 tonight. Linos, he is home set, sail free. Take your hat off, mate. Congratulations, you are a race winner.
And Matt, it's an NTS lockout.
JP Simshed lockout 1, 2, and 3. Rehan, Leonage, Mika Limasuri, and Dilla Pereira take out first, second, and third, followed in by Kai Turner and Jamie Davis. Matty Scholes down in 6th. Now, man, Nicky G in 7th. Danny Stevens in 8th. Dan Alessi in 9th. And Mitch Campbell rounding out your top 10, ladies and gentlemen. But there it is. The youngest driver in the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8T2 E-Series takes out his first ever win ahead of his teammate, who is only a year older than him. Mika Limasuri, at 12 years of age, takes out second position. What an absolutely amazing race. And Dylan Pereira with, I believe, his first podium of the season after being the rookie and coming in, I believe, in round 3 at Oran Park was his first round from memory. So, absolute stellar drive by the JP Simshed team there. We'll get those guys into the booth in a second. Pete, you can see why I lose my voice every week. That was absolutely intense.
Well, there was no time to stop, really. Matt, I wanted to jump in, but you know, you're the guy leading the front, and you had that race sewn up. You done a good job, but hey, the young gun's showing it to the rest of the field, mate. And JP Simshed podium lockout for race 1. They're going to have to start from the rear of field, as we said, for the second race being reverse grid, but it doesn't matter. You got Paul Holden's off the front, Leonard. I'll let you go, Matt, because you know the names. I don't want to stuff them up.
That's it. Nah, Rian Leonard takes his first ever race win in the GOC series. Mika Limasuri behind him in second. Dylan Pereira with his first podium in third position. Kai Turner with a stellar race in fourth. Jamie Davis unfortunately lost out on that one, down in fifth position. Matty Scholes in sixth. Our man Nicky G in seventh. Dan Stevens in eighth. Ben Alessi in ninth, and Mitch Campbell rounding out your top 10. We'll let that scroll through for you, ladies and gentlemen, as we interview our drivers. We'll start off with our third place sitter, Dylan Pereira. Mate, congratulations. Hats off. That was an absolute stellar drive, mate, and congratulations on your first podium.
Yeah, thank you. Really wrapped to get on the podium finally. Feel like I've been threatening, but keep having bad luck on making errors, so you're really happy to be here.
Oh, threatening is an understatement, mate. You have been there week in, week out, and just unfortunately haven't been able to capitalise. You've either had been caught up in an incident, or you've lost out on tyres there. Obviously, going into a reverse grid race now, you've already done one this season. You're looking forward to the second one?
Yeah, hoping to do a bit better this time around. So stay out of trouble, be patient as best as I can, and pick up some positions.
We'll talk about the track as well. Donington, not a favourite of many. It's definitely not a favourite of mine. The car, I just can't seem to get the car gripped up and actually turn the car in around here. I can't get the setup right. How'd you find the setup tonight, and how'd you find the car around Donington?
Yeah, I found it really good. We had some really good practice with the team, with Lasseth and Alex and Rehan as well. So we've got some good times happening in practice. So it was flowing really nicely, and great job by Rehan to get pole today.
Awesome, mate. Awesome. Congratulations on your first podium. We'll let you go. Actually, we'll ask Pete. Pete, have you got any questions for Dill before he shoots off and gets some practice in for race 2, mate?
Yeah, just a quick one. It's Pete here, mate. How do you think the tyres will go leading into this 16-lap reverse grid? You've already done 10, and the elbows are out. Do you take much away from this race leading in?
Yeah, I think I will. Some of the low grip corners are starting to get a bit more tricky, so that will be one to watch out for in this second race.
Okay, good stuff, mate. So congratulations again on your third place.
Thank you.
Mika Limasuri in second position, mate. Congratulations on won your first podium for the series and on second place. How'd you go? How'd you find tonight, and what do you think of the car and the setup?
Yeah, thanks. Well done, Rhiannon, as well on the win. That was awesome. Yeah, I felt like it was a pretty good combo. Didn't practice that much, so yeah. Yeah, I found the setup pretty good on tyres all around. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Excellent, mate. Now, obviously, we've seen you threatening for a couple weeks coming onto the top. You've been quick, but just haven't been able to capitalise. Looking into the reverse grid, obviously you need to be looking after tyres. You're looking to capitalise on the blokes who decide to run wide tonight.
Oh, could you repeat that again? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Are you looking to capitalise on the guys who are going to be running wide off the track tonight, and try and capitalise on those positions to try and make your way back up to the front and get the points for the round win?
Yep, I'll try. The last races I've been pretty aggressive and haven't been really thinking long term my races, so I'll try and be not as aggressive, and I'll try and manoeuvre around them. Excellent,
mate. We'll let you go. We'll get some practice for race 2. We'll move on to our race winner, the young Leonage, the youngest driver in the team, in the series, ladies and gentlemen. Rainer, congratulations, mate, on your first win. We've been hanging for you to take out that #1 spot, and you finally did it. How proud are you?
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself. Yeah, it was definitely tough, especially in such a short race. And I just tried to keep my pace up, and yeah, worked.
Now tell us and everybody at home, when you look over to your dad right now, how big is the smile on his face? Because I reckon it's going from ear to ear right now.
Yep, it's a really big smile. He's really proud of
me. Awesome stuff, mate. Well done. Looking to the reverse grid now. You've already been through one. We're on for the second reverse grid now. You had the last one was at Sonoma. A favourite of yours, is it?
Not really, but yeah, it's definitely a tough combination of this track and a reverse grid, which will make it a nightmare.
Excellent, mate. Well, look, we'll let you get to some practice, mate, anyway, because I believe you've only got 5 minutes left in the session. We've still got a few little bits and pieces to wrap up here in the booth before we go to race 2. So to Dylan, Mika, and Rehan, good luck, guys. Again, congratulations on the podium. Hopefully we see you back up in here again tonight for the round points interview. Godspeed, guys, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep, thank you.
Righto, ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring up, I believe, if JP's got some points as they stand at the moment, maybe? I'm not 100% sure. There we go. David Nash out on top. But, ladies and gentlemen, look how that stands at the top. Now, man, Nicky G only 3 points behind him. It is on for first place in the championship at the moment. It is really starting to heat up. And then young Leonage with his race win tonight, he is only 26 points away. So if he takes out the round win tonight, he's going to be even closer again. And don't forget, there is the 5 bonus points for pole, 5 bonus points for clean racing as well. So that's another one that the drivers are going to be capitalising on. Matty Scholes in 4th position, Darryl Hockey in 5th, Dan Stevens in 6th, Kai Turner in 7th there. Sorry, Dan Alessi in 8th, Cammy Cairns in 9th, and Tony Gaffer in 10th position, rounding out the top 10 there. Pete, mate, just a quick recap of race 1 there, and then race 2 as we let the championship points scroll on there for everybody watching at home. What are your thoughts, and what are you most looking forward to coming up race 2?
Well, I love reverse grids on any platform, especially iRacing and in the V8 supercars. I tell you, the top 4 on the championship points, that was as close as the top 4 on the track for that first sprint race. The second race, they're going to have to just take it a little bit steady. It's not too much longer. It's only 16 laps, but you've got to navigate through the not so quick guys that are going to be ahead of them, and also your tyres maybe come into it probably in the last couple of laps. So I don't know whether you'll see some people have a little bit of a conservative approach to try and have the greenest tyres to finish off that race. But reverse grids, I love them. I absolutely love reverse grids. It gives everyone something to take home and just enjoy.
Well, we saw last night a couple of the slower guys were able to actually capitalise once they got out in front and really gapped the field and really made the top runners of the field that started last really fight to get their way back up to the front of the field and try and catch them, and actually took out their first race win as well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one. There might be another new race winner for the series tonight. This is the sixth country we've stopped in as well, ladies and gentlemen. We've been to Brazil, we've been to Australia, we've been to Canada, we've been to America, been to Germany. Now stopping off in the UK for our sixth stop, second stop in the European sector. Obviously, we're looking forward to Silverstone next week, which is going to be an absolute cracker as well as we go to, I believe, only a couple more seconds left of warm up here. So 10 seconds according to our director, or 30 seconds, sorry. So not too far away before we get underway for the race 2. We've just had a JP Sim Shed lockout on the grid. What are we looking forward to in the second race? We're about to find out. Track notes up on screen for you there, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing much has really changed. Another one to point out, though, is the altitude 93 meters above sea level. That's one thing we didn't have earlier. So 93 meters above sea level. Not too much going to be affecting with air-wise in the cars. I'm not too sure if it actually does affect the cars in iRacing. That might be a little bit of research I can do throughout the week with Peter. We'll bring up the grid for you in a moment as they start gridding up. Peter, your driver number or your driver pick for this race, please, before I read out the grid.
Oh, it's going to be hard. It's hard to get past Leonage as well. I'm going to go his teammate this time, Mika. I think he's going to be a red hot favourite, and his interview was he just hit it on the head. I think he really wants this win or a podium.
There we go. There he is. Mika Mysterio, Leonage's teammate. He's going to be fighting hard this race to make it all the way through the field of 31 car field. He's starting down in 30th position, so he doesn't have too far to go, but it's still a long way to go. Starting grid for you, ladies and gentlemen. Shane Clark out of P1. In the Triple 8, Stephen Banks not far behind him. Aaron Racanello and Tommy Foster round out row 2. Row 3's Andrew Johnson, Robbie Bradbury. Andrew Johnson would be wanting to have a fantastic race this one. Damien Cairns, Aaron Hayden rounding out row 4. Tony Gaffer and Craig Casper row 5. Colin Bruns and Jonathan Bain in row 6. Scroll over to the next page and we have Stephen Black and David Clark on row 13 as we're underway for the race 2. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't get through all of that. I sort of dilly-daddled and missed the race start again. That's twice now. 3 to turn 1 they go. By the looks of it, it is all clean sailing. Aaron Racanello out on front ahead of Tommy Foster. Damien Cairns not far behind and Andrew Johnson following close. Aaron Hayden also. There's a couple cars in the fence back down into the grid. I'm trying to see who it is. I've got Kai Turner on my screen that's in the field with in the fence with Matty Scholes. So that's going to be turning point for the race. Andrew Johnson getting hounded by a few cars at the moment. There we go. On board with Kai Turner as he gets back on track. Obviously found himself in the wall, so that's not good news for him. He's going to have a lot of work cut out for him. Ryan Good as well, by the looks of it, around in the background. At some point, simsnap.com, iRacing Photography Replay. There it is. Matty Scholes in the side of Kai Turner. In the wall they go. And by the looks of it, there was a straggler off the start there as well, Pete. So I wonder who that one is.
Yeah, not too sure. I'm trying to have a look now, but the start's just the same as what we've seen. We did touch on they've got to be a little bit careful, and there's a couple of guys already off. Most of the field gets through all right. But Racanello and Foster and Cairns is your top 3 as Cairns just jumps up into second position, just gets that done just then. And it's on.
My driver chat is lighting up like an absolute Christmas tree. There's drivers on comms left, right and centre, all asking for race control. So watch on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, to see what race control do tonight. Jonathan Bain all over the back of Robert Braw. He's already up one position from where he started. Stephen Black has followed suit as well. Andrew Johnson, though, already dropped 8 positions. Obviously can't get that car hooked up. David Nash up 10 positions, so he's already in 9th. He's going to be the one to chase down. He's one of the fast drivers. Leonage, where's he sitting at the moment? He's up in 26th position, 5 positions. Miguel Masuria, though, up 9 positions into 21. So he's off to a cracker start on screen at the moment with Miguel Masuria in 20th position, and he is throwing that car left and right to try and make up as much time as he can to get through this field as quick as he can to try and make his way back up to the front of the field. This is what reverse grid racing is all about, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we've come to watch, and this is what we are seeing. Mitch Campbell in 14th position now, coming up onto the back straight. And just ahead of him is Andrew Johnson from the E1 Sim Racing group out there in the Ford Mustang. Another one to note as well, Pete. It's a Holden Dom. Oh, that's Stephen Black with a big lock up into the chicane. Stephen Black locks all 4 tyres up into the chicane, gets crossed up sideways, and manages to keep it on the black stuff. Colin Bruns now up into, or drops the position, I believe. No, it goes up a position over Jonathan Bain. Colin Bruns in the 7th, 8th, and drops quite a few positions. Colin Bruns then drops down to 9th position now. Damien Cairns with a 130.26. He's on fire at the moment as everyone sorts themselves out coming down the main straight. Excuse me,
almost 3 wide back there too as well.
Almost 3 wide. Damien Cairns now going after Rakanoa, hunting down that lead of the race, and he's going to try and extend that lead. They're already out 2.5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, over the rest of the field. So they are bolting. They are wanting to get away and make sure no one comes chasing after him. Dylan Pereira with a shunt against Troy Allen. Ooh. Troy Allen into the tyre barrier. Car 97 drive-through penalty for contact on car 469 on lap 1. And there's the first penalty of race 2, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe Dylan Pereira might be getting a drive-through for that little bump and grind there, I reckon. Pete?
Yeah, I think so, but it's all up to the race control. But this is what I like about reverse grids. The elbows are out as we go to a simsnap.com iRacing photography replay.
Talk us through this one, Pete.
All right, let's have a look. Oh, look at this. So they get a bit greedy, almost 3 wides. Oh, look at this. He's got the no aero option here in the DSL car. He's up the inside. Oh, I don't know. I don't think there's anything much into that, but oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like to get involved in the race control decisions. It may be a racing incident. Did they move over on one another? But not to. It's going to be a line call with that one, I think, Matt.
It's going to be a very long call on that one. It's going to be fine, that's for sure. There wasn't much in it. It was just a little bit of a tap from the rear bumper of Dylan Pereira on the front bumper of the right sim racing entry there. So, middle finger racing entry there. The Liquid Moly car. So just a little bit of a nudge. Leonage now up 9 positions. He's in 22nd. Miguel Masuria up 13. He's in 17, so he's making the chase. Damien Cairns in the lead now. Akin Ralanoa dropped down to 5th position. We'll see what happened. Does Damien Cairns have a repeat of race 1? We're about to find out. Rakanoa hard on the brakes and just, they're both outbrake themselves into the hairpin.
Synchronized
Rakanoa and Cairns outbrake themselves into the hairpin. That invited Aaron Hayden and Robbie Bradbury up to the leader there and have a battle for first position. Damien Cairns was able to hold up on the inside into the last corner before they jumped on the main straight. Here they go again. Hayden runs a little bit wide. Bradbury hard in the Cape Sand entry, hard on the back bumper. Nicky G up the inside into the hairpin. Does he make it stick? Yes, he does. Nicky G on Tommy Foster, sorry. Makes that one stick. Into the last corner, here he goes. Clicking over lap 5 of 16 as Nicky G comes across the line here. 5 laps in, they're racing like it's lap 16. Pete, I don't think we're going to be able to catch a breath tonight.
Well, I've had plenty of time, sorry, Matt, to catch a breath. You're doing a good job, though, but I'm still learning the liveries and that. That's why I try and stay out because I don't want to mess anyone's name up. But these young guns, Mika, he's up 14th positions. He's in 16th, and Rian Leonage is up 9th as well. So they're doing good. There's still plenty of time to go. What's that? 11 laps. And oh, look at this move getting done now.
Colin Bruns on David Nash. 911.
That was quite a clean move there. Plenty of racing room given, but he's still there in his mirrors. And we're staying on board with this too. But yeah, so the gap's done. So he's obviously a little bit faster, and they're starting to separate and gap each other a little bit as they move through the chicanes. Good camera shots through there as well.
Oh, those the camera shots provided by Track Cams for Gourmet. While it's a little bit quiet on the field at the moment, it is actually not that quiet, but I'm going to try and squeeze it in after we get this move done and dusted. Who we got to the KFC entry, Century Motorsports up the inside of the Dragon RC 621. If I try and quickly filter down my list, I can't find it. Aaron Hayden, Robbie Bradbury battling it out there into the final corner. Trying to please. Big incident. We hear simsnap.com, iRacing photography replay. We hear it's a multi-car incident. Let's have a look. Leonage out in front there. He comes up the inside. Oh, hard on the brakes. Into the side of the right seat. Middle finger racing at the Century Motorsport Racing. Oh, that is all piling up into the hairpin. Stephen Black involved. Andrew Johnson just misses out on that one. So who was involved in that? Dean Alessi, Danny Vassell, Brian Good, and possibly Robert Brewer as well. There we go. Brian Good, Matty Scholes, Stephen Black, and Steve Martin, I heard. There we go. So, big incident as another car is off on the grass there, doing more mowing of the track. It's not mowed enough from last night. It's definitely going to be mowed tonight. That's for sure, ladies and gentlemen. Damien Cairns has finally checked out in the lead, 3.7 seconds. He is on fire. He's got that thing hooked up around Donington at the moment. Pete, as I was saying, I'll finally do the sponsors now. Every time I go to do it, there's something happening on track. Sponsors tonight, ladies and gentlemen, obviously our main one tonight, Goodyear Autocare Warana for obviously the round. Co-naming rights sponsor as well is Blue Stampede Labour Hire. The championship board points and the race results are brought to you by the Hybrid Racing Simulations. These amazing camera angles, as we mentioned just a bit before, they are brought to you by Track Cams for Gourmet, and also the amazing overlays that you see scrolling across your screen. They're brought to you by SDK Gaming. And obviously, you wouldn't be able to watch any of this if it wasn't for our man JP from SimShed Broadcasting, who does this week in, week out, and takes his own time to bring it to you guys. So a big thank you to all of them. Damien Cairns out in the lead. You know what? Oh, there's a car off in the back there. Who's that one? Troy Allen. Troy Allen off in the back. It's hard to see what numbers they are. This is why we have a live timing board, ladies and gentlemen. We'll stay on board though with Damien Cairns. We'll give you guys at home a quick hot lap and then a crank up the volume hot lap. So we'll stay on board with him. These camera angles absolutely perler as they follow Damien around. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Coming through the chicane, he comes. Up the back straight, up the hill, down into the hairpin. Look at that for a view. All the cars filtering down the back straights. Awesome camera angles. Awesome. Coming up the back straight, we'll let you come aboard for a hot lap. I'll talk you through one. Into the last corner, all the way back down into first gear to pull the car up. Quick pluck up into second gear on the exit as you get the power down. Across the start and finish line we go, and we're on for lap 8 of 16. Up into fourth gear, up into fifth gear, just as you get to the end of pit lane. Hard on the brakes, back down into third. Into second gear, around to the right. It tightens up. You don't realise, but it really tightens up, so take it a lot slower than you think. Pluck up through the gears, into fourth. As you come around here, into fifth gear. Down into third gear, coming into this corner. Hard on the brakes at this board. Hard on the brakes down into third. Float it in. Trail it right out onto the curb and hard on the power. Flat stick through here into fourth. Into fifth just before you come up to here. Quick little lift of the accelerator pedal and hard on the brakes back down into third gear. Second gear just to pull it up and a quick third pluck on the exit. Up into fourth gear just before you hard on the brakes again. Plug it all the way back down into second gear. Let the car flow through. Click it into third and float on the power. Nice and easy onto the back straight. And you can finally take a breath after going through turn one. Have a quick breather, get ready for the chicane. Top of 5th gear, hard on the brakes, all the way back down into 2nd gear. Race it through there in 3rd. Some people do it in 3rd, I like to do it in 2nd on the limiter. As he has a misshift, going up the back straight into 4th, all the way back down into 1st gear for the first hairpin of 2. Up the hill he goes, and into the final hairpin for the final time for this lap. Crank up the volume, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to Damien Cairns ream a 650 horsepower of V8 supercar around Donington Circuit. Ladies and gentlemen, how was that? A flying lap by Damien Cairns, our race leader for race 2 around Donington Park Circuit. We click over 10 laps of 16. There's only 6 more laps to go of this race. All bumping and grinding throughout the field as we look down. Nicky G all over the back of Aaron Hayden at the moment, and David Nash battling for 4th position. Through that break as well that we had for the hot lap, Damien Cairns has bolted to 3.5 seconds over Robbie Bradbury. Excuse me. Starting to lose my throat, Strepsils. Why don't you give me a sponsorship here for some Strepsils? Nicky G made the position on Aaron Hayden there, so he's now up in a 5th position. Biggest losers of the race quickly. I'll run through them for you, ladies and gentlemen, while there's a little bit of space on the field. David Nash, 15 positions. Nicky G, driver of the night so far, 20 positions. Dylan Pereira up the inside of the 111 Colin Bruns for the top 10 position. So Dylan Pereira on for a drive here. Dylan Pereira could be taking out the round win if he can make up a few more positions. Brian Lenos, though, just props himself up into 12th position as well on my timing board. So he's still finding time. He's up 19 positions. Dylan Pereira up 19 positions. Nicky G up 20 though. He is so far the biggest driver of the night, the biggest mover. The biggest loser of the tonight though is Shane Clark. He doesn't look like he actually started the race, so might have had a bit of a technical issue there. Also another big loser is Stephen Banks. He's down at 1 lap at the moment. He's all the way down in 28th position after starting in 2nd. So he is a big loser for tonight. On screen at the moment, Tony Gaffer. All over the back of him, though, is David Nash. David Nash, our current championship points leader. Well, unofficial championship points leader. Almost going side by side down the chute. Up to the back section of the track they go. Tony Gaffer's got an outstanding amount of pressure by Nash here. Nash up on the inside. Nicky G just waiting back, seeing what these boys do. Through the double apex they go. Nicky G capitalises as well. 2 for 1. Oh, takes the position away from Tony Gaffer. If I can get my words out right tonight. This is all full on. I'm getting my tongue twisted up left, right and centre, ladies and gentlemen. Nicky G now up into 4th position. That takes him to 21 positions gained for this race after starting in 25th. David Nash up 16 positions after starting in 19th. He's now 3rd. So a couple big movers in the podium already, or fighting for the podium now. As I look down through the timing board, Kai Turner drops some more positions. So he's having an absolute horrible race. Rian Leonage up into 11th position now. Dylan Pereira just in front of him as well. So here we go. Car 92 drive-through penalty for car contact on car 3, lap 5. Car 92, but I have a quick scroll through my timing board. Jamie Davis, he's having an absolute shocker race. He's down quite a few positions, only up 10 positions, but he's not making a clean race at the moment. So he's about to get to motor quite a few with the drive-through. As we're on board at the moment, Damien Cairns coming through the back section of the track. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on screen, absolute stellar race so far. 3.8 seconds of the lead over Robbie Bradbury, David Nash in 3rd, Nicky G in 4th, Tony Gaffer in 5th, Aaron Hayden down there in 6th. 7th position, Jonathan Bain, Aaron Racanel in 8th, Mitch Campbell from the 95 Sim Sport team in 9th, and Dylan Pereira, our 3rd place sitter from race 1. Rounding out the top 10, Nicky G up the inside, gets it done on David Nash. Hard on the brakes, they go into the chicane. Through the chicane, they go single file, tucks back in behind, gets the drive out of the corner, has a look up on the inside, coming into the hairpin. Nicky G up on the inside of David Nash, doesn't get him on the brakes into the hairpin. Has a bit of a look, he's right up the inside, turning in they go. Nicky G gets the move done, and it's a little bit of a Tony Gaffer on David Nash, around Nash goes. Nash loses out big time, down 8th. In 8th position he goes. Mitch Campbell's going to capitalise on this. Tony Gaffer. I missed that, sorry JP. Yep. What was that one?
That was cut.
469. Car 469 with a 30-second stop and hold. So that multiple car contact, 30-second stop and hold. That's a big one. But as we saw on screen there, ladies and gentlemen, as I missed it, Tony Gaffer did the right thing by David Nash and redressed that position. Leonage now all over the back of Pereira. Leonage with all over the back of Pereira, the 3rd place sitter from last place against the pole, the race winner of last race. Those two are going to be battling it out right to the finish. Lap 13 of 16, ladies and gentlemen. Nicky G gets up into 3rd position. He's now onto the podium. David Nash demoted down into 8th position after that incident with Tony Gaffer. And I've just got word in my ear as well, this could have championship changing points as well. So watch, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, to find out what is going to happen. David Nash down in 8th, Rian Leonage in 11th. Those two are battling it out for the title, but also Nicky G up in 3rd. He's only sitting 2nd in the championship as well, so he might be getting promoted up into the number 1 spot for the championship. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. You will find out, Peter. I've rambled enough now, I think. I think it's I'm going to have a break for a couple seconds. Tyres coming into lap 14 of 16. What are the boys going to be feeling?
Well, mate, I'm not too sure with Donington, but we did touch on tyre wear and leading into the last couple of races, laps of the race rather, that if you've been pushing hard the whole time and you've been going above your limit, well, you're going to be hurting now. So it's going to be interesting to see Damien Cairns. He's out in front to see if he has been pushing too hard. But we're on board with Dylan Pereira now. Sorry. And this is the part as we go back to a replay.
I'll let you talk through it, Peter, as yet we haven't heard much of you recently.
Yeah, well, I haven't been able to get a word in, but here we go. So Rehan gets the job done. And that was a nice clean pass too as he makes his way back up into 10th position. So thanks for sinsnap.com, iRacing Photography replay for that. And as I can see, it's one of the cars rolling around now with the no arrow. There it is there. Car 082 drive through for contact with car 119 on lap 5. So that's probably a late call, but it is what it is. The race control very busy. But you'll see, just touching on getting back to the tyres there, Matt, that I think this lap and 1 to go, you can see the activity or the characteristics of the car, that it is getting a little bit tail happy.
Yeah, no, they are getting tail happy. That's for sure, mate. Thanks for covering as well. That was good just to get a break for a couple seconds and get a couple sips of water in and recover the vocal cords. I'll say it against Drepsels, I need a sponsorship, so please reach out to me. Zach Caban as well, he's going to be needing one also. Damien Cairns, lap 15 of 16, ladies and gentlemen. He is your race leader at the moment and a blistering race lead at the moment. He has 4.2 seconds over Robbie Bradbury, Nicky G down in third, Aaron Hayden in fourth, Jonathan Bain in fifth, Aaron Racanolo in 6th, Mitch Campbell in 7th, David Nash in 8th, Tony Gaffer in 9th, and the young Rian Leonage in the top 10. He is in 10th position, up 21 so far. So he has had a stellar drive so far. Can he get a couple more done before the time ticker wears out? Mitchell Surya on screen now as well without any aero. So I wonder what happened to him. He's obviously been caught up in an incident at some point. He's down in 13th position. Let's his teammate Peter Kelly lets Mika by. Pete, as you were saying?
Yeah, mate, just to touch on, if Rian Leonage, he's just got that position on Tony Gaffer now. If he moves up one more position, it's probably a tough ask, but let's see if he can. He's level with the biggest mover of the day. So the youngest guy, the youngest little fella in here today, his dad would be proud as punch, and he's doing a really good job. Started on rear of field, up into 9th.
Absolute stellar drive by the young guy. 22 positions gained. If you make one more, he'll be the most positions gained and our round winner by the looks of it as well, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned. But Damien Cairns, let's not take away from this man right here. He is driven away, 5 seconds in the lead as he comes around the back section of the track for the final time for the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8T2 E-Series at Donington Park. Onto the back straight he comes. The first of 2 back straights around here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hard on the brakes he comes for the final time into the chicane. Round to the left, round to the right, and stands on the power. Those Dunlop tyres, they're going to be getting slippery. He has pushed hard all race long.
He has,
into the hairpin for the final time. Round he comes and up the hill.
He's going to do it comfortably too with just under 4.5 second lead. He's got it done. Congratulations. It's really great drive for Damien Cairns, and he gets it by 4.4 seconds. So quite comfortable in the end, but I don't know. I'm probably the only one saying it was comfortable. I think he might think differently.
Absolute stellar drive by that man on screen, ladies and gentlemen. Robbie Bradbury in second, rounding out your podium, ladies and gentlemen. Nicky G. So this is going to have big championship implications when we bring them up. So stay tuned. Aaron Hayden in 4th, Jonathan Bain in 5th, Aaron Racanolo in 6th, David Nash in 7th, Mitch Campbell in 8th, and Rian Leonage in 9th there. Tony Gaffer rounding out your top 10, ladies and gentlemen. Dylan Pereira just missing out by half a second on the top 10. But look at that man on screen from the Taipan Esports entry. He is, I can't read the first letter there, he's an ex-Air Force and current commercial pilot. So there it is. That's where his reflexes come from, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
Damien Cairns from Taipan Esports, congratulations on the race win. We'll bring you those interviews shortly, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll also bring you the round winner interviews as well. So make sure not to go anywhere while they complete their cool-down lap, though. Pete, what are your thoughts on the reverse grid racing tonight for race 2?
Reverse grid racing, it never ceases to amaze me. The level of the competitiveness and the smarts. We did see a few guys, go out and start the race and get a few errors. But race control was right onto it as well. You're seeing there was quite a few drive-throughs and harsh penalties there, but they do a good job. They was very busy. Here we go. We're going to see Damien Cairns with the reflexes, as you touched on. We definitely seen his reflexes. Quite a few very good saves as he lights the tyres up for Taipan Esports. And it's a good race win. He done it you know, 4.5 seconds. It was what a drive by Damien Cairns. I think he's out of fuel, possibly. I'm not too sure.
You just hit the old escape button. We'll get those guys up into the booth very shortly for you, ladies and gentlemen. Unofficial results for you coming up on screen any moment now. And we'll read them out to you. There they are. The hybrid racing simulations unofficial results, ladies and gentlemen. Damien Cairns, your race winner. Robbie Bradbury in second. Nicky G in third. Aaron Hayden down in fourth position. Jonathan Bain 15 seconds behind in fifth. Aaron Racanello in sixth. David Nash in seventh. Mitch Campbell from 9-5 Sim Sports down in eighth. Rehan Leonage, race one winner in the top 10. He's in ninth position. And Tony Gaffer down in 10th. He rounds out your top 10. We'll let them scroll through. Dylan Pereira in 11th. David Clark in 12th. Mika Limasuria unfortunately copped a drive-through penalty at some stage, I found out. So he is down in 13th position. Peter Kelly in 14th. Colin Bruns in 15th. Dan Stevens in 16th. Jamie Davis out of 17th. Danny Vassell all the way in 18th. 19th position was Kai Turner. Matty Scholes in the top 20 there, just inside the minute behind the leader. On to the next page for you at home. Any moment. There we go. Craig Casper, Tommy Foster, Andrew Johnson, Dean Alessi, Stephen Black, and Stephen Martin. A few Stephens in the field tonight. Tell me about it. Stephen Black, Stephen Martin, and Stephen Banks. Stephen Banks, the first of our lap drivers down there in 27th position, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Good in 28th, Troy Allen and Robert Brewer rounding out the top 30 there. Obviously, Shane Clark with a DN, I believe a DNS, because he didn't even post a time on my screen. So I'll put him down as it did not start. But on to the post-race interviews, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start off with our third place sitter, our man, Nicky G. What an absolute stellar race, mate. Biggest mover of the night, par with the biggest mover of the night. Round Leonage up 22 positions as well. You've made up 22 spots after starting 25th. Fantastic race, mate. Congratulations on third position. What did you think of it?
Thanks for that. Yeah, the race was... I sort of missed all the carnage, the little bits of carnage anyway. Yeah, and just tried to keep it clean, stick my nose in wherever I could, where it wouldn't put myself in a bad position to, But yeah, no, it all worked out, and yeah, the car... I just felt real comfortable in the car in that race. The last few laps when I had the podium place sort of sorted, I just sort of backed it off a little bit just to save the mistakes. I was catching car in front by a tiny bit, but not enough to get past. But no, other than that, it was an awesome race to come up 22 spots.
Obviously, the car looked like it was on fire all night long. Dan from Coghlan Engineering has done an absolute stellar job. Gripped up. The track temps were high tonight, and the cars looked like they were gripping up a lot. Did that really play dividends on your tyres? Did they, or were they all right towards the end of the race?
Yeah, the tyres held up pretty well. Like I was nearly doing my fastest lap on the last lap, but you could definitely tell they were like going off, especially coming from the back of the field. I was fairly pushing the tyre. But yeah, those sort of cool laps where I was taking it a bit easier, let the tyres cool down a bit, and I could barely push at the end of the race, but I didn't want to risk it. But yeah, the car held on to its tyres very well.
Excellent. Stick around, mate. We'll get back to you. We'll move on to Robbie Bradbury, second place sitter, mate. I believe this is your first podium. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Most definitely, mate. First top 10 for the season, so massive jump.
Oh, there we go. So congratulations, mate, on the on your first podium and on your first top 10 as well. You've ticked off both boxes in a reverse grid race at probably one of the most hardest tracks we're going to face for this season.
Yeah, it was pretty full on. First race didn't go to plan, but yeah, bloody stoked with that race.
Looking at the track tonight, Donington Park, not a favourite for all, definitely not for me. Probably the only person that liked it was the creator of Donington Park, and most likely as we look forward to Silverstone next week, the person who likes it would be the creator as well. So that's just my 2 cents. But obviously, a favourite of yours, one that gels with you on the steering at home, or is it one that you really can't wait to put behind you and look forward to getting out of the UK?
I didn't mind it. It was the last 2 corners was the most difficult. The rest of the lap, didn't actually mind it, but there's no room for margin. You have one little slip and you're off in the grass.
Mate, stick around. We'll get back to you as well with some more post-race questions as we look over to Silverstone. We'll come back to Damien as well and ask him some questions to see if he's also looking forward to Silverstone and how much practice you guys are going to be getting in for that. And also Nicky G as well. But on to Damien. Mate, congratulations. Again, I believe I can't recall too much. My memory's not serving me too well tonight. It didn't serve me well last night at all. I believe it's your first race win and first podium for the season? No, definitely not. So, definitely, congratulations on the win. I'm not sure if I've got comms there from Damien at the moment. Can't see a green light ticking on the channel that we are on here. So, hopefully you'll be able to answer this question for me. But mate, congratulations on the race win. How did the car fare for you tonight going around Donington, and how did traffic play a part for you in making up those 6 positions from when you started down in 7th?
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, first and second podium. I got a second.
There we go. So congratulations on your first win then.
Yeah, excellent. You take it any day of the week. Had a shocking first race. Got into the side of David Nash and got a drive through, so that sort of put me back. So it was really just trying to worry about the second race. Didn't have a great start. But once I got into a bit of rhythm, the car felt good, and it was really nice just to cruise around without having to worry about people behind you and in front of you.
Obviously, the car suited you well tonight out the front there. You got out to a 4.5 second win at the end there. You were out to over 5 seconds at one stage. Tyres a big part around Donington. They really get chewed up with the car moving around a lot. How did they go for you tonight?
They weren't too bad. You could still push it a little, but there's a very fine edge between pushing it that little bit and too far. So no, it wasn't too bad. You could still keep a 131 and between there and 132. It was good.
And I guess I forgot to ask a question for the all 3 of you. So I'll get you all 3 to answer this. We'll start with Damon, go to Robbie, and then finish up with Nicky. Reverse grid racing. We heard it from the boys in the post race after race 1. They were looking forward to it. What were you guys looking forward to the most?
Probably getting out in front.
Yeah. So, try and get a good start and stay.
It's
out
good when you're
you're
at the pointy end when it's like that. So getting out front and just trying to have a bit of room, that was the main thing.
Robbie?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Try and get a clean start and just try and get out of that danger. Once you got clean air, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, the clean air would have been actually quite nice. And the cars do behave well in clean air. Nick, what were your thoughts, mate?
Not gonna lie, I wasn't keen for it on the grid. Starting all the way back 25th. I narrowly missed a couple of little bingles in front of me so that was good. But no, after tonight, I like them. They're good. I wouldn't do them all the time, but it's nice.
It certainly makes for good racing, that's for sure, boys. Pete, I'll let you fire some questions if you do have any questions before we move on to a couple more questions looking forward in the championship, and obviously looking at some championship points as well once they finally get given to us. Sorry, what was that, JP? And the round winners as well, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll get to those in a second as well. Petey, I'll let you fire some questions away, mate.
Yeah, firstly, congratulations to all 3 of yous. Damien Cairns, mate, we seen you had a few little tiny just errors, but your reflexes, they're so sharp, mate. We've seen a couple really, really good saves, so that's really good for you, mate. How did your tyres feel at the end of that second race, and what did you think moving forward or moving through that reverse grid. And but congratulations for the first.
Yeah, thanks very much, Pete. It was. I got a pretty good start off I jump start. Then I had a couple of little errors down at the hairpins and stuff where it's, it doesn't take much, especially on fresh tyres. But once I got out to front, I could sort of just pace it myself and take it easy on the tyres. So I made sure I had a little bit left just in case I needed it at the end. So I sort of played a bit of a game and just sort of kept that gap between me and Robbie, and went around the track and it all worked out.
Well, it's a good strategy, mate, because you come away with the race win, 4.5 seconds as well. So was that your plan to get that lead? And was it because of the tyres, you think, or did you have other plans, sort of thing?
Well, I was hoping to get out in the front, but once I got out there, I just pretty much try not to push the tyres too much. So I think they were probably worse in the first race than the second, just from pushing a bit harder and whatnot. But no, they seem to hold up not too bad.
Yep, cool. And I'm not too sure. I'm the newbie here with SimShed, so I don't really know you guys. But with Robbie and Nick, just pretty much the same thing, sort of thing. How do you like reverse grids? And do you think they should hang around? And should we see more of them?
I don't mind them, but not too often. But it definitely keeps you on your toes. That's for sure. There is. There's no prisoners. You have one off. That's it. Your race is done. So I don't mind it. Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of a change up in that. So. And
I think it's good too. It gives some of the other guys at the other end a bit of a chance to have a go up front and see what it's like up there and make it a bit more competitive for them.
And try and stop you fast guys from getting past them as well. But I'll leave that with you guys there. Congratulations for Damien, Robbie, and Nikki G for your podium. I, for one, love reverse grids. I would like to see them every race, but, I'm sitting here just talking about it. So it's easy for me to say you guys are actually doing the good job, but really top job, you three.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Looking in the next week, we'll come back to that as we have a couple of our round winners pop into the booth. One of them is already in here. The two new ones we'll get to, and we'll get those results up on screen for you, ladies and gentlemen. We know who the round winners are. You guys don't. So bring them up any moment now if JP has them in his pocket. Oh, that's for the championship. My apologies. There it is. There's the message on my screen. So our round winners, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start off with our third place sitter from the 9.5 Sim Sport team, Mitch Campbell. Mate, congratulations on the third place there. 139 points scored total tonight. How did you think of tonight's reverse grid racing?
Yeah, cool. Thanks, mate. I actually didn't think I was going to be in here. But that's cool. Happy days. Yeah, it was awesome. I had a pretty clean race for most of it. I had Nick all over the back of me for most of it, and he made a few decent passes, which was pretty fun. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Good.
Awesome, mate. And obviously coming into race 2, if I just have a look at my screen, you started all the way down in 22nd position. My apologies, trying to do some quick maths in my head, and it isn't working for me. Started all the way down in 22nd position. Had a fairly good first race. What was your game plan when you were gridding up? Did that change from when you finished the race to when you gridded up, or was it sort of the same the whole way through? As we see you go for a big slide into the hairpin there.
Oh yeah, that was a bit hairy. I don't know. I don't really think you can plan much for a reverse grid. It was just trying to keep clean and stay out of all the carnage. I don't think there was actually that much tonight, which was good. But yeah, it was just trying to stay clean and make clean passes. And yeah, just get them where you could. Pretty much my plan.
Well, we definitely got the most evilest laugh we have ever heard from our director in the background, that's for sure there, Mitch, because he loves throwing us the reverse, or not throwing us, but throwing you boys the reverse grid racing. But in saying that, I love it, but I tend to hate it at times because I don't get a rest on the vocal cords, and nor does Peter sitting in the commentary booth. It's his first night, and he's had to do a fair bit of talking as well. But no, congratulations, mate, on the third position. Stick around because we'll get your thoughts on Silverstone next week as well, along with the rest of the boys in the booth tonight. Another one in the commentary booth that was already here on 142 points for the night, Nikki G. Well, before I do go to that, I just had a message sent to me as well. I'll quickly wrap this one up. Clean races for the night. Matty Skulls, Mitch Campbell, Robbie Bradbury, and Robert Brewer. Clean races for tonight. But the big one is Robbie and Mitch both had their clean race in race 2. The most craziest race of all, they had the cleanest race. So they were able to keep out of trouble. They were able to keep all those incident points down to 0. So an absolute stellar race by those guys. And also Rehan, he copped 5 points, or bonus 5 points for pole position, and a bonus 5 points for a clean race in race 1. There was a bit of damage on the car there in race 2, so I'm tipping he would have copped a couple X for that one as well. But in position 2 for the round points tonight on 142 points, he was already in the commentary booth tonight. He took out 3rd position in race 2. He now takes out 2nd position for the round win. Nicky G, mate, congratulations.
Thank you. It's it's nice. It's been a while since I've been up here, so nice to get on the podium again.
Well, we've already I've already gone through most of the questions with you.
Yeah.
I'll ask you the question though. Did you think you would be getting up here on the podium for the round points, or were you a bit iffy about it?
I was a bit iffy. I had some pretty consistent results. I just wasn't sure about the cars that sort of finished around me in the first race, where they finished in the reverse grid. So I was, just eagerly waiting for the result to pop up, if I was or not. But now it's nice to know that I ended up P2 for the night.
Look, mate, congratulations on that one. It's an absolute stellar drive. Up 22 positions, ladies and gentlemen. The equaled Rehan, I almost said Reina Costello for a second. He's not in this series, he's in the NTS series. Equal to Rehan Leonage on 22 positions gained as well for the race. So those two are the biggest movers. But obviously, we already know, as I just said, Rehan Leonage up 22 positions after starting 31st. He's in 9th position. If you can do some quick maths in your head, ladies and gentlemen, at home, you would know who the next driver is. On 152 points, he was the winner of race 1, and he is 9th position in race 2. The round winner, the first race winner, the first round win for him. Rehan Leonage back in the commentary booth. Not just for a race win, mate, but for the round win. Congratulations, mate. An absolutely amazing effort tonight at Donington Park.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. It was definitely a tough race for sure, especially in the reverse grid. In the first race, I just tried to pull away, and managing to get the pole position and clean race. So in the first race, I got max points. In the second race, that was the one where I was thinking it's gonna all go down for me there, because I was starting all the way at the back. I was even starting on the corner, the end of the last corner. So I wasn't able to get a very good start. But then entering the first corner, and I caught up a lot. And I just tried to be a bit patient, waiting for people to make mistakes. And on the first lap or so, I gained like 5-6 spots, I reckon. And one of the laps, I even went from 22nd to 17th. So it was definitely a waiting game.
Definitely a waiting game for sure. And I did watch you climb the lead, or should I say climb the timing board rapidly throughout the race to get yourself all the way up into 9th position. And there we have it as well, ladies and gentlemen. Not only did he start at the back of the field, but he also started on the bend of the hairpin, the final corner, one of, or should I say, I believe it is the second tightest corner of the track. The other one is the first hairpin of the race. So not a big sweeping hairpin. It's actually quite jagged. It's almost like a double apex. So it started all the way back on that and managed to fight all the way back to 9th position over 16 laps on absolutely stellar drive by the youngster right there. Boys, I'll let you thank some sponsors before we look into next week, looking ahead to Silverstone, and read out the championship points as well to see who goes out on top. If JP wants to bring up the championship points first, actually we'll do that, and then we'll get into some sponsors if they are ready. So we watch a replay of one of the Ride Sim boys go around. But there it is for the second time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And there is a smiling man in the commentary booth right now, but also a sweaty one. Only leading by 1 point, our man Nicky G jumps David Nash in the final race there to take out the top step on the championship for this round. 1,596 points to Nicky G. David Nash not far behind, only 1 point behind him in second position. Brian Leonage, he is threatening now up in third position. Matty Scholes in fourth. Dan Stevens in fifth. Darryl Hockey in sixth. Clyde Turner in seventh. Damien Cairns in eighth. Dan Alessi in ninth. And Tony Gaffer in 10th, rounding out the top 10 there. We'll let them scroll through for you, ladies and gentlemen, as we go to, I'm just trying to figure out our place getters at the moment. Nicky G, you're our second place sitter for the round. You're our third place sitter for the race. We'll let you thank some sponsors, mate, as these scroll on through for the ladies and gentlemen at home.
Awesome. Yeah, just want to thank Goodyear Autocare Warana. They're obviously a big supporter of the team. I would also like to thank Sim Shed Broadcasting for putting on awesome broadcasts every week of the both series and even extra series that they have going on at the moment.
Give me 5 minutes.
I'll also like to thank Nationwide Tracking Systems, Dragon RC, DSL Welding Services, Brute C Australia, VR Covers, Cars for Hope, Racing with Autism Australia, and Blue Stampede Labour Hire. They do a hell of a lot for the team, and we're grateful for it.
Mighty list of sponsors you have there, mate. That's for sure. On to just trying to think the second place sitter for tonight. Robbie Bradbury. I don't have my screens up anymore, so I've lost everything. Robbie Bradbury, we'll let you do a sponsor thank as well, mate. For tonight, you have the floor.
Cheers, mate. I want to thank Snap-on Tools, HRS, Fluoron Studios, CAJ Technologies, Hawks Oil, and last but not least, our major sponsor, KFC. Finger licking good.
Finger licking good, mate. You make us hungry every time we see your car up on screen, that's for sure.
It was nice to get it up there, a bit of airtime for us, so it was good.
Excellent stuff, mate. Stellar race. Stick around. We'll look forward to next week. Off to Mitch Campbell. Damien Cairns. Sorry, Damien, we'll let you have the floor, mate. Thank a few sponsors. You are our race winner for race 2 tonight, the 16-lapper. You have the floor.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks very much. Well, firstly, well done to Robbie and Nick. I'm getting there second and third. Everyone behind the scenes, all the admins and that do all the work, and you guys in the booth. Tim Nickel Photography, The Butcher's Secret, Blackshaw's Smash Repairs, Simrigs.com, and Switch Panel Pro.
Stellar effort tonight, mate. Stellar effort. On to I was about to say Peter Gretton, but no, he is my co-commentator for tonight, Mitch Campbell. I'm not used to seeing Peter's name here, so I'm thinking, oh, here we go. We've got a new bloke on the podium tonight. We'll let him have the floor, but no, he's my co-commentator for tonight, so we won't get some sponsors off him. We'll go to Mitch Campbell from the 9-5 SimSport team, mate. You have the floor.
Cool, thank you. I'd just like to thank all you guys for doing your broadcasting, JP for the series, all the guys in race control, 9-5 SimSport, Sean for putting in all the effort he does, SRT Australia, Racecraft, John has excellent customer service, Racing is custom ears protection, iClean Solar, Cutting Edge Tracks, Mega Life batteries, and 80 3D printing. And well done, Rehan. Good drive, mate.
And we'll finish up with our round winner and our race one winner, Rehan Leonidas from the Nationwide Technology Systems team. Mate, you have the floor. Take it away.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Simshed Broadcasting, Nationwide Technology Systems, Goodyear Autocare Warana, Diagnostic DSL, Abruzzi Australia, VR Covers, Cars for Hope, Racing with Autism Australia, Blue, Stampede Labour Hire, and I'd also like to thank my dad for being my crew chief, and I'd like to thank my mom and my little brother for watching, and all of my other family and friends that might be watching.
Doesn't that make you want to get a tissue, guys? That is probably the most thankful sponsors I've ever heard, and to hear it like that from someone so young and someone to hear it as beautiful as that, you can't get much better than that. While we're on the sponsor train at the moment, I'm going to give a shout out again to our sponsors, obviously the Goodyear Autocare Warana for the naming rights sponsor of this round for the V8T2 E Series, along with Blue Stampede Labour Hire, co-naming sponsor, and Abruzzi Australia. For all your racewear. Our championship points and our race results are brought to you by the Hybrid Racing Simulations. SimShed Broadcasting, JP, the man behind the scenes, he works tirelessly to get everything together week in, week out, just so he can bring it to you guys on your screens at home and all around the world. So big thank you to him from SimShed Broadcasting. Track Cams 4 Gourmet giving you these excellent camera angles, especially that one coming through the chicane. That is my most favourite camera angle to date on any track. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like at Bathurst when the guys are coming through the Dipper and the Forest Elbow out there. Camera pack, and obviously, sorry, not the camera packs, but the broadcast overlays, these amazing overlays you see on screen, the safety car, the crank up the volume, your timing tower, all that. They're brought to you by SD Gaming. They do an absolutely spectacular job. So a big thank you to everyone. None of this would be possible without you guys, and obviously my co-commentator tonight, Peter Gretton. A big thank you to him. Looking into next week now, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, not next week, but for the rest of the week in Streamwise as well. We'll get that up on your screen as well, and also see what's going to be happening next week 4 times. Weekend Warriors Cup Car Racing from 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. That is a new one for the JP Sim Shed, ladies and gentlemen. So jump on that one. I heard last week's race was an absolute stellar one and an absolute interesting one. Boys did ask me to be a part of it, but unfortunately had other commitments down on a dirt oval, so couldn't attend that one. But tune in from 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Saturday for the Weekend Warriors Cup Racing, and then come back on Tuesday to watch the big boys do it over at Silverstone from 8:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. You've got the Nationwide. It is not the tracking systems anymore. We'll get that sorted throughout the week for you, ladies and gentlemen. But it's the Nationwide Technology Systems V8 Super Series at Silverstone, and then fired up by the boys who are racing tonight for the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8T2 E Series from 8:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays. So make sure to tune in for all of that, boys and girls. Also, jump over to facebook.com/SimShed Broadcasting to get all the updates, and make sure you click on the like and follow to get those updates. Now, looking forward on the calendar as well to Silverstone next week. Only a hop, skip, and a jump down the road in the UK. We'll get the driver's thoughts on this one. Starting off with, we'll start at the top of the list as I've got Damien Cairns there. Damien, going to Silverstone next week. A favourite of yours?
I do like the track. Unfortunately, I won't be racing. I've got a back surgery on Monday, so I'll be out for probably about a month of racing. So yeah, but yeah, I don't mind the track actually. It's quite a good high speed flowing track. It's I don't mind it.
Mitch, what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I don't mind the track. It's going to be a tough one for quali because one mistake, you got another 2 or so minutes to drive around until you start again. But yeah, I don't mind it. It's a nice track, nice flowy.
Nicky G.
I like the track. Never driven it in a supercar, so we'll see how we go.
And what about yourself, Rehan? Are you looking forward to Silverstone? I know your dad is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a bit. First, before I get some practice in, I need to buy the track first. But yeah, I've done the track in like F1 games, but never done it in any other vehicle.
Well, I believe your dad will tell you, and I'll tell you as well, it's going to be an absolute handful. It's undulation central coming through the first section of the track. So, and it's very low grip as well. So that's one thing the boys are going to be having to be careful of out on track as well, ladies and gentlemen. Robbie, we'll get your thoughts, mate. We're going to wrap up. We'll get everybody to wrap up tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll get Peter's thoughts as well on Silverstone next week. But we'll try and get it all wrapped up by 10 o'clock for everybody. So we can have a nice early night. Robbie, your thoughts on Silverstone before we move on?
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate. Fast flowing track, so the tracks I sort of prefer. So hopefully we can get her up there for next week.
Petey, mate, your final thoughts before we wrap everything up here over on Wednesday night for the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8T2 E-Series. Your thoughts on Silverstone, mate, and what are you going to be most looking forward to?
Well, Silverstone, to me, I think I'm not as fast as these guys, but one thing that I would look at going into that round would be throttle control. Trying to stay on the black stuff because that grass is going to be slippery. You go off, you're going to lose positions after positions. So throttle control and tyre wear, because obviously if you're spinning tyres, spinning the wheels, your tyres are gone. So yeah, that's one thing that I'll be looking forward to, watching these guys spin out. No, not really. I'm sure you will be able to control the cars quite well, just as you did tonight. But just finally, Matt, thank you, and JP for letting me come on and commentate with you guys. And it's been a blast. And to all the drivers and your sponsors, you know exactly what you are doing behind the wheel of one of these supercars. I don't as much as yous at all, but yous do. So shout out to everyone involved. It was an awesome night. Thank you.
No, thank you for joining me, mate, and filling the spot. We'll hopefully have you back next week as well. Looking forward into Silverstone and hopefully the weeks to come. Obviously, Silverstone, we then go over to Brands Hatch and Spa and also finish up at Bathurst. So Bathurst, the big one, everybody's favourite for the year, ladies and gentlemen. That is the one I am most looking forward to. Hopefully get another repeat of an absolute stellar race like we did at the Bathurst 1000 at the end of last year, as I co-commentated that with Zach Caban. That was an absolutely amazing race, seeing the two young guns, Lachlan Murphy and Lee and Rainer Costello, take out first position there. So maybe we'll see Rehan or Mika Limasuria really show the guys how to turn a lap around Bathurst at the end of this season. But for now, guys, it is currently 2 to 10 in the evening. We're going to wrap it up here nice and early. Coming to you from Donington Park. We're going to go for a hop, skip, and a jump and have a cup of tea over at Silverstone Circuit and wait for you all next week to arrive. But for now, thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting us, more importantly. Thank you to everybody in the commentary booth tonight. Big congratulations to our round winners, our race winners, and our podium sitters. Big thank you to JP for putting everything on. My name's Matt Davis, joined by Peter Gretton and JP, our director. Good night.